nobody's really given me any ideas of decks to play. So this or Teamer, and this seems a little funner than Teamer because I assume that we'll be playing a lot of Teamer and a lot of just green-based, more mid-rangey decks upcoming anyway because of dinosaurs. So I guess until somebody gives me a better suggestion, we'll just keep jamming mono red. Anyway, let's jump straight into the match. It's late at night on a Friday, well, technically early in the morning on a Friday, so I have absolutely no idea how long these queues may or may not take. It's been a while since we've queued this late, so well, that popped incredibly fast. And we won the dice roll. We've been on quite a dice roll winning streak lately. Alright, we'll keep this hand. We have a couple removal spells and a little bit slower draw, but we have our power card. A couple removal spells is just really decent here. Unfortunately, it's again another what is perceived as a bad match. And I concur, I do believe this to be a bad match. And he may not actually be on Teamer, that's just obviously what I'm going to assume he's on when I see a Botanical Sanctum. A little Servitorini there. Go ahead and pop off the Abrade on it. Stops him from getting Hydra down. He could not have red mana, and it just sets us up a little bit better. Could have played the Cropper and used the Cropper and then had a double spell for the turn after that if we drew a land, but that doesn't seem particularly mana efficient. So we're just going to play this guy now. We're going to go ahead and send a Earthshaker Kenry in because this might be the best it ever gets. It's very easy for him just to play like a Bristling Hydra or something this turn and it never get to block again. Well, it looks like he's stalling on lands pretty good. And that's obviously the best draw we could get. Not going to worry about using the Cropper on that spot. Needed to get a card out of her hand anyway, so the Hazoret could attack. Could have done 3 damage to his head, but I like the Cropper being able to attack this turn as well. That seems like the best way to consistently beat them is them just stalling lands. Again, okay, so going into the sideboard, I like to be a little bit bigger. The Mentors are pretty good here. The Glorybringers and the Chandras actually are not particularly good here at all, but they do seem to be a little bit better than the other options. So, like, we know we don't want these 8 cards. Don't really want all these Stranglers either, but they do seem marginally better than a Cropper on the draw. Hello, Anarif, or as I like to refer to you as Top D of the Month. How are you, buddy? Need to watch a lot of Pauly Shore movies so I can learn to say buddy better. I really just want to play a Harsh Mentor into a removal spell. He's going to play something on 3 mana most games anyway. We'll just kill whatever he plays. If he doesn't play anything, I'm going to feel foolish. All the foolish. Alright, well, we'll just keep doing this, not playing anything. What are you searching for cards for? What are you building? Alright, so our opponent's just not the deck I thought our opponent was. Our opponent seems to be Teamer Tower or something, so... So, yeah. Well, that's not good. I guess we'll go ahead and get this counterspelled. That did not get counterspelled. Alright, well, we'll play this thing then. Goodbye, Harsh Mentor. We will miss you. The old Bristle Distle. Hey, Dumbaroo. How are you, Mr. Dumbaroo? A Hazoret. That provides us an interesting dilemma. I kind of want the Hazoret, but I also kind of want to kill the Bristling Hydra while we can. I guess we just killed a Bristling Hydra. If our opponent shows us a Dispel, by the way, we might cut ourselves. We're going to try just to get to the Chandra Ultimate to win, I guess. What are you into today, Mr. Dumbo? Been playing much golf? Sure, sure. There's another Hazoret. Guess we'll tap it for mana. It gives us the ability to use a Chandra's Defeat and or a Lightning Strike, whichever one that may be useful for us on the following turn. You seem to me like a man that would like him some nigh dinosaurs, friend. Alright, so opponent's just done. He couldn't beat the Chandra Ultimate. So I'm really glad we made the decision we made the turn before on casting the Bristling Hydra over one of our Hazarets. And on to the next match. That's 3-0 versus Teamer on today. Yeah, how low are treasure chests at the moment? I have not sowed any in the past couple of days. I have been opening them again. I think it'll be good. I think the little one that gives haste looks underwhelming and is going to be actually rather impressive. Regisaurus is going to be good, or Regalsaurus, or Ragisaurus, or I'm going to refer to him from now on as Reggie. Reggie will be sweet. Reggie in the house. I'm not dropping frames tonight. I'm impressed with our little connection. Hello, Corey, coolest of cats. I'd throw you out a window if I could, buddy. 2.17? That seems like it went up from the last time I sold. I think I was selling for 2.15 last time. You did, in fact, miss a game already. We got paired versus Teamer. We kind of had our nut draw game 1, and game 2, he just didn't have anything, and Chandra Ultimate, and he scooped to the Chandra Ultimate. I have no idea whether he was Teamer Tower or not. He showed us a Bristling Hydra, and he showed us a Supreme Will. So, like, you don't see those two cards often together. So, not exactly sure what build of the deck he was on. So we're 6-0 today with Mono Red. Well, not today, but again, I guess this is technically Friday. We're versus a 3-0. This hand's a keep. It's a pretty solid little hand. It's the type of hand that might bring all the boys to the yard. He put on top of his library. Ooh. We got something going on over there. Get on across that table, little Beaumont courier. So we got some nice little Grixis deck going on. Hey, yeah. 3-0 Grixis deck, that's pretty sweet. If he kills the Beaumont, we hope he doesn't have a removal spell for the Karl Zev. I forgot how much I really enjoyed art on this card. Just really like the art on most of that set, to be honest. Does Grixis improvise run counter spells? Yeah, well, we will play around the sensor. And we'll play into the Sweltering Sun and cut ourselves. Wait, he's tapping mana. It might not be a Swelter. If it's a Swelter, we can still draw an untapped land and be pretty happy. Pull from tomorrow for 1 card, so either A, his hand's terrible, or B, it's great and he just needs more land. I'm not really sure which it is yet. All I know is we want to hit the land for Mr. Chandra. Alright. Sweet. We did not hit the land for Mr. Chandra, so we'll play the most efficient threat, mana-wise. Could have potentially played the Earthshaker to play around the Sensor, but we can play the Earthshaker off of the Chandra whenever that comes around, so I think having that is better than trying to be a little better mana-wise. Oh well, he did have a Sensor, or he drew it that turn, one of the two. Alright then. Well, I don't have to worry about K return, which is nice. Alright, he's done. Well, that's nice that we didn't have to worry about K return. So we definitely want this little dude versus him. I don't know what else we would want. Shock seem less good than the other removal spells. They don't have Grasp of Darkness anymore or Murder, so Glorybringer seems okay. At least it seems better than a Shock. The Shocks just seem actively bad. Harsh Mentor probably doesn't get a lot of play. Actually, I'll put a Magma Spray in over a Shock just to see if we can kill a Scarab God. I don't really think I care about the Shock at all. So opponent's already mulliganed here. I do not think this hand's good enough to keep. I think it's too easy for him to have a removals for the Beaumont. Alright, I think this hand's much better. Certainly be putting that on bottom. I'd kind of want to see those cards, probably. It seems so far. We went 3-2 with it yesterday, but we got paired versus a bunch of mirrors. We went 5-0 with it. Sorry, we went 3-2 with it on Wednesday, 5-0 with it on Thursday, and we're currently 1-0 with it tonight. Goodbye, little Karlzev. We'll miss you. The braids aren't particularly good here either, probably. It seems fine, but I mean, keep in mind the Ixalan's not rotated in yet, so we're like kind of playing this little weird format. If he's using a Supreme Will on our Earthshaker Kenra, that means his hand's probably pure gas. Oops. This resolves. I think I'll play the Kenra off of it. Oh, yeah. You got to get up to get down. He did show us Torrential Gearhulk's game one when he discarded one, so. That at least has some uses. Ooh, nice. That's a good one. Don't hate that card at all, do we? He's down to 2 cards in his hand. We'll tap this for mana again and just bring back the Kenra. It's a pretty good hit. And the Chandra keeps ticking up, which is even better. The new Planeswalker removal spell has not rotated in yet, so like the Chandra seems like it is above and beyond good right now. It just seems so very good right now. Alright, we'll tap it for mana, I guess. So we can discard a card with it if we want. How you doing today, by the way, Real Colonel? He kind of needs to find a counterspell for the Hazoret. That's not a counterspell for the Hazoret. It's kind of interesting. I guess I'm a little afraid of Torrential Gearhulk, so the Lightning Strike seems like it's worse to me. Nice. What kind of pre-releases do they have in your area? Sure. Still takes a pretty good hit from the Hazoret, and he's out of energy now, so. We have a Chandra Ultimate. I'm doing pretty good. Little tired, back's hurting, but it's my fault for being on the computer for too long. But overall, I'm very happy. Really excited for Ixalan being on Moto Monday. Oh boy, I'm excited for that. I don't think I'm going to bother with this. He could too easily just have a Dispel. Or Disallow, sorry. I said Dispel, but I meant Disallow. If he taps his mana or something, we can do it post-combat. I guess the only way that's bad is if he hits exactly Chandra's defeat. Yeah, we'll just deal 2 damage to him unless it's a lightning strike. Still probably just going to do 2 damage to him. Yeah, well, I'm glad we didn't ultimate it. So the show up play. Oh, that's kind of nice. Sounds like a pretty fun time. Okay, opponent's dead. So Chandra's won us at least 2 games this tournament already. Well, I guess it's time to advertise. Remember, you can type exclamation mark in or exclamation mark deck list in chat. And when you do that, it pops up 2 different deck lists. One that has a printed copy or a picture copy that looks just like what we're looking at now, and one that actually has a text list, so like you can hover over cards and read them if you don't happen to actually know what they are. It's also printable. And if you like what you're watching, you should follow us here and look at the links down below in my description. One of them is to my Twitter. And you should follow us there on Twitter as well. On Twitter, you'll see every time we go live, all the deck lists we play, and just random thoughts, discussions, things like that. And the other link is to my YouTube. And even if you don't watch YouTube videos, I very much appreciate the follow on YouTube as it helps get me recommended to more players. Also, if you're watching from YouTube, on every video, that's right, all the videos, there's a deck list that we're playing in that tournament, a link to my Twitter, and a link to my Twitch. I haven't decided yet. My store's kind of aggravated me, and I'm pretty sure they've kind of priced me out of playing out of just pure aggravation. But I've not completely ruled it out. I do like pre-releases. I like them a pretty fair amount, but I'm also kind of a grumpy old man, so. I'm just trying to push damage here before he gets a Bristling Hydra or Whirler Virtuoso out. Ronus is a good one. So I guess this gives us a chance to play a Carl Zev and a Shock. Okay. Apparently my Moto logged up or lagged up or something. Try to stop him from being able to attack next turn as well. I'm pretty jealous of that. I would love to be in a store that had that type of problem. Alright, so have some choices to make now. We can ignore the Whirler Virtuoso or the Whirler Rogue and just get across the table with everything. I think that's pretty safe. I don't think he's likely to kill us. Wow, he even hit F6. And that leaves us a Lightning Strike in play. That is lethal. Any idea of what cards are going to be on the rise? Not really. I think the dinosaurs are actually kind of underrated. I heard somebody today say Hostage Taker was overpowered, but like, I feel like Hostage Taker was just a known thing. I didn't know its rarity, but like, I don't think that card's going to surprise anybody. I think everybody knows that that card's like super powerful. Anyway, so moving into the sideboard, Harsh Mentor is good versus Ronus. It's good versus Long Tusk Cub. It's good versus Whirler Virtuoso if he has it. It's good versus Every Spear Harvester if he has it. Basically, it's good versus his deck. On the draw, I especially don't like the 1-drops. The Chandra's defeats are okay because they can kill both Chandra's Whirler Rogues and Glory Bringers if they happen to have them. kind of odd the last cards to bring in, but I've been bringing in the Stranglers and taking out a Cropper. I don't know if that's right. I probably should keep a couple of Shocks in. I could accept a challenge after the round. Anyway, we will keep this hand. Yeah, that 4/5 Dino is a pretty good card. What's up, Ace? How you doing, man? I ain't saw you in. I just haven't saw you in forever. I guess you got tired of the scrubbing that we do in this channel. Um, Hydra's better probably in the teamer decks, but like I actually think the dinosaur decks are kind of real. I think they'll be a lot better than a lot of people give them credit for. I don't know if they'll be better than teamer, but I do think they'll be better than people give them credit for. No removal spell? Nah, opponents always have this. Oh, little whirler. Every time I play teamer, my opponent gets like 7 cards off of a stupid Beaumont. I rarely get to use it. I did get to pop one off for 4 earlier tonight, though, which was pretty sweet. I was pretty excited to just smash one out of the ballpark for 4. Let's see what opponent has here. A Rogue Refiner. Well, that's a pretty good card. So if I play the Hazard this turn, I'll definitely get a proc next turn, but if I play the Crasher this turn, the Hazard doesn't get the attack next turn? Alright. I feel like Moto's triggering system has gotten weirder. What do we got over here? Sorry. Still excited for the new Vraska Planeswalker. I'm a pretty big fan of too. I know it's a little less powerful than Planeswalkers of the past, but I just hope that they're moving towards that for the future. Yeah, I think that card's rather good. A lot of people I know have insulted its power level because like it doesn't look like Jace the Mind Sculptor, but like it doesn't have to be Jace the Mind Sculptor to be pretty good. Like it's got 2 different abilities that can protect itself. That's just ridiculous. What do we got here? Glorybringer? Doesn't solve all the issues at hand. But it is a good card. So what's he killing? He's killing a Cropper. Fine. It's the strongest limited card in the format for sure. I mean, 2/2 Pirate of Menace continually can kill things, right? Yeah. No, it's definitely good. Alright, so I believe I'm fine getting rid of the Harsh Mentor. Let's me put a blocker down. I took the shocks out of the deck, so there's no reason to try to get that value. We'll just sacrifice the Beaumont Courier here. Hey, we got our Harsh Mentor back. Uses the mana a little bit better and gives me a blocker in case we need it for some reason. And even if he has a confiscation coup or something to take away the Harsh Mentor, we have the Ramunap runes. Like, the Arbor thingy's probably the only card that would be real bad for us here. I think it's a 5/4 for 5 that gains them 5 life. That card doesn't do anything, and he's tapped out, so. Or he's hellbent. So we don't really even have to think about the play. Alright, 3-0. Alright, so a viewer that I've not saw before, by the way. Thank you for stopping by, Mr. Black Raven. I appreciate you dropping by, and thank you for following Nizar Starin 1. If you want to play Black Raven 0002, I can still play a game with you before we finish the rest of this league. Just yell it out if you want to play. Throw us an invite. My Moto name's the same name as my Twitch name. I don't actually know what Boneyard Parlay is. Yeah, Boneyard doesn't seem to be saying anything in chat. We'll give him just a few more seconds here, and then we'll move on to the next round. Harsh Mentor. It's a pretty nice little card. It's a 2/2 for 2, and whenever an opponent activates an ability of an artifact, creature, or land, if it's not a mana ability, it does 2 damage to target player. It's kind of in here for the teamer match. Like, anytime they try to get a dude with Whirler Virtuoso, they take 2 damage. Bristling Hydra counter takes 2 damage. Long Tusk counter gives them 2 damage. The Ronus gives them 2 damage. Activating and crewing an Everspear Harvester does 2 damage. Activating the Lifesteal from an Everspear Harvester does 2 damage. Just really just for the teamer match. It may come in some other spots, but it's mostly teamer. I think Gishar is pretty good, mainly because it has haste. But Walking Suns is a pretty good card too. I actually don't know what Vinya is. Alright, so we'll go ahead and fire up another match, because dude doesn't seem to be here. Unfortunately, the teamer deck's overloaded with removal between Chandra's Defeats, Lightning Harnesses, Braids, and Magma Sprays. So it's like really hard to leave one on the board, but like if one does hit the board and it stays, especially in the games that you're on to play, it's backbreaking. Yeah, this will be on YouTube later. Because of the affiliate agreement, I'm not able to post it for 24 hours though. So it'll be up about 20, and I may be at a midnight pre-release tomorrow, but I'll try to set an alarm to remind myself to post it from my phone. But there should be one posted somewhere around 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. No spoilers, but it was a pretty fun league, and the other one should be posted somewhere around 2 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. No problem, man. Just send us an invite. Or send us a game invite. Our name is the same as it is in chat. Here, if you want to copy and paste it or whatever, I'll type something in chat for you. Just kick us an invite, and we'll have a bonus match on this YouTube recording. Can I try Lannery Storm? I do not know what Lannery Storm is either. I am the worst person in the world when it comes to card names. Lannery Storm. Oh, Captain Landry Storm. I like that card. That card seems neat to me. I like the idea of possibly playing turn 4 Tory bringers and stuff with that. Alright, your name's Raven. Let's see if we can figure out how to send somebody an invite. Challenge player, the only deck we have at the moment is red deck wins. Okay, fair enough. I forgot that I turned off challenges because of the people that were constantly sending invites to Tro. Yeah, so we're playing this game versus a viewer, so we're going to get an extra 6th match on this league. Our hand's pretty decent here. As long as we don't hit many more lands, like it's a pretty reasonable hand. It's got some power level to it. This is my invitational card. Is what I thought that was my invitational card for a second. The Rivulet's what I call my invitational card, but it's just a sweet desert. Yeah, so some kind of red-blue deck. To battle. We have multiple 4-drops and stuff now. It's going to be a bit awkward. By the way, can anybody recommend any nice new TV shows for me to watch? I have just finished season 4 of The Blacklist, and my evenings have been a bit boring. Oh crap, I forgot to put the donator thing back up. My bad. So he gets to counterspell one of these 2 cards. In general, I actually think the Hazoret's a little worse than the Chandra, especially when we're in a board state like this. So if he's going to counterspell one, I'd rather him counterspell the Hazoret. I've watched most of the US version, very little of the EU version. Couldn't get into the EU version. I did not like all the actors, and that's a pretty big thing for me. Is if I don't like the acting, I can't enjoy the show. He missed a land drop, so we're just going to go for a powerful spell. See if we can get lucky and punish. There's some. There is Bridge from Below, I believe is what one of them's called. It's pretty cute. There's the white, like Search for the Wreckage or something. That's a pretty decent card. There is the new Black Fang May Exile. I'm not sure. Suits is also a pretty good show. I'm caught up on Suits as well. Alright. Well, we're now a burn deck. Alright, we'll play this little dude. Have your fun, little dude. It might have been loose. Doing 2 damage might have just been better. It's kind of like wanting him to use another removal spell on this, thinking that the Soul Scour Mage was going to be insane because of the 4 burn spells we have in our hand, but like I didn't really think that play out well. Just kind of did it on autopilot. I still think it's probably okay, but definitely could have been better. Alright. Well, we're just going to bash for one. If he happens to have a Gear Hulk, we'll give it -5 probably. It's kind of that I just assumed it was going to die. So if he blocks, we don't even have to give it -5. We can just use the lightning strike. Because of the sweetness with the Soul Scour Mage. And that lets us put the hazard on the table. If he doesn't block to protect Chandra, we'll probably go ahead and kill this dude. Or at least put this dude down to 2 power. Probably won't actually kill it. Or 0 power, rather. I don't know why I said 2 power. But yeah, he didn't block, so just deal as much damage to him as we can. So we get him down to 2. With an active Chandra in play, he has no power to attack the Chandra. We have another shock in hand, and we have a hazard in hand. We will not try to ultimate the Chandra if he has any blue mana whatsoever up. I missed lethal? How did I miss lethal? Oh, yeah. I didn't have to attack the Torrential Gear Hulk at all. I could have just done the burn to his face. Why was I worried so much about Chandra? Good call. That was real stupid of me. I was so focused on Deshandra. Yeah. No. That's what I get for logging back on at 1 a.m. in the morning. Good call, chat. I'm not very bright. Well, drat. Okay. Yep. Sorry about that, chat. That was a pretty bad play by me. Wow. I'm kind of embarrassed right now. Kind of embarrassed right now. Don't want to lie. Embarrassed Reno. I think that's the only play that I've made that's been really bad today, but then again, I didn't see that misplay, so maybe I missed a whole bunch of other misplays. Alright. He's tapped out, so even if he has a dispel, we get to finish him off with Deshandra. All credibility lost. And it's the people that I've not saw here before. Like 3 people that I've not saw in the chat before. FPS Care Bear, Real Tim 1, and Tori88. I'd like to thank you for watching us tonight, and welcome to the chat. Man, I don't know if I've ever had credibility, though. Definitely, I think I kind of want to bring these Chandra's defeats in. They seem better than Shocks. The Chandra's defeats actually can't be that good. Just because he showed me a Locust God, that's stupid. Sure, we'll bring this little thing in. None of them seem particularly good. I got 2 people doing the same little wave. That's kind of cool. Wow. I didn't know when you were doing a challenge with a viewer that it popped back to that screen. This is how well I'm playing tonight. Not playing very well at all. This hand's a pretty solid keep, though. So, the Beaumont Courier's probably a little better than the Soul Scare Mage. And he led with this. I think I'm still just going to cast the Beaumont. Get it across the table. Him using an energy if he doesn't have any more red mana is not that bad for me. Alright, I'm just gonna jam this one. My computer isn't thinking right now. That's so rare. My computer's been pretty annoying for like the past week. It seems to be behaving properly right now though, which is weird. That little Beaumont kind of went crazy this game. I think the Hazards are better than the Beaumonts, so not even considering sacrificing it, like even if he had a removal spell. Hmm. Goodbye. I kind of make that comment and my computer immediately starts making a weird noise again. Hey, we got a Hazard on the table. That's not nothing. It's also not something when we draw another land. It's the little soul scar mage that could. It's going chugga-lugga, choo-choo. Sure. Well then. Guess I'm gonna pitch on both. And by both, I mean the one that I can attack. Alright, I tapped 3 mana and it's not using my 3 mana. There we go. Thank you, Moto. Do your thing, Hazret. Still have an Earthshaker Kenra in our graveyard too, so like if he doesn't deal with this turn, we'll deal the 2 damage of Hazret and probably play a Kenra on the next turn. All depends on what he does. Hours of Devastation. Alright, well, that changes that. Alright. Greedy plays are greedy. It's not really greedy. I think it's just better to play that guy. Yeah, the counterspell, like this one played around Censor, but getting the Chandra onto plays probably good enough anyway. Alright. So we defeated our opponent, our viewer opponent. Alright, so back to the league. We have 2 more rounds of the league to go. Yeah, I drew very, very well versus you. Anyway, very, very well. Oh, so it's time to advertise. Even though I'm not smart enough to remember to burn my opponent and to not miss lethal on board, keep in mind, he could have Essence Scatter. Right? So like, yeah, Essence Scatter, and it's a pretty commonly played card in blue-red. And it's a card that I would keep in this match, so. Anyway, back to advertising. If you like what you see, make sure to give us a follow and look below the stream and find both links to the my Twitter, where you'll see every deck list we play every time we go live, and just random musings and stuff. It's also a personal Twitter, so like you'll see my thoughts on changes or just like random topics in the Magic community, some movie topics, some poker topics, but it's mostly Magic. And there's a link to my YouTube, which I would also appreciate a follow. It's free to follow on YouTube, and it helps promote myself, which is really sweet. And on the YouTube, you'll see all of the streams, some content that hasn't been streamed, and in every video on YouTube, you'll see a link to the deck, the Twitch, and the Twitter in the descriptions. Yeah, I was trying to play around Essence Scatter in that spot. Like, there's some chance he could have had negate. Why, thank you, Real Tim 1, for the bits. We appreciate it, man. Someday, I promise I'll learn what bits are. So we have no clue how long these queues will take. We are in 1 a.m. on the East Coast, 1:30 a.m. on the East Coast or whatever, so... Do I go to GPs? I have played Magic since 1993, and I have never been to a GP in my life. I've also never been to a Star City Games Open. The closest I've come to playing a big event is like... I guess back in the day, stores didn't have pre-releases, and you'd have to like travel to Ohio Valley, like Columbus, and play like 10 and 11 round Swiss pre-releases. I played some PTQs during the old system. Played a couple states during the old system, one region or one nationals qualifier during the old system. But no, I don't really play a lot of paper Magic. I live in Kentucky, but like I live on the little knob, kind of near Virginia, and like we're a 4 or 5 hour drive to most events. We're like a 3.5 hour drive to even find an airport to get to most events. So like, it's just a giant money pit to try to play competitive where I live. We also live in a very like hilly, like urban area. So like the vehicle I drive only even gets 14 miles of gas to a gallon. So it costs me like $100 to even get to an airport and back, much less flying to a Grand Prix and then spending the week in hotels. And beyond that, I'm kind of an obese, unhealthy person, so like it's just not easy for me to travel. I did go to one PPTQ to try to go to Nashville because Nashville is just like 6 hours away, but I failed. The guy who beat me in the finals didn't even go to the RPTQ. It's 3.5 hours for me to get to my closest airport. And that's just drive time. That's not including like waiting in the airport to like board the plane and stuff. Well, I've never been to a Grand Prix. That's what we were just discussing. I've never actually been to a Grand Prix. So just like where we live, like it's just a money pit. Like last week, for example, there was a Star City Modern event like 4 hours from me, and based on the price of gas and like hotels and stuff, I'd have probably had the top 32 to even break even, which just seems it's just too much. I would like to go to some though. At some point, I would. I'd like to go to one just to say I did, if nothing else. I don't think I would do particularly well. I think this hand's very good. We have a 1-drop, a 2-drop, and a removal spell, and we have a Hazoret, so. The red matches, I do not think are particularly skillful. I think it's typically who just gets Hazoret first. Moon to store and squeeze them against the glass window. Well then. That, that's something for sure. Kind of interesting here. I think because we have the Carl Zev into the on-crop that we can try to race. If he has a Hazard, I think we're losing this game even if we killed a Scrap Heap Scrounger. I hate myself. I hate you guys too. So, it's fair. I don't think this is a race that we can really win, but like, I don't think we can win by just killing that thing either. We're probably way too far behind now to try to race. Our Hazard's not even going to come out next turn. Alright. I guess we're trying to block something? I don't know. Sure. If he has a Hazard, we just sign the slip, you know, move on to the next game. I flinched first. Flinching first is generally a bad sign. Oh, Scrap Heap. That's a good one. Alright, so... can block like that. Keep the board stable. Probably has to sacrifice this turn anyway. Doesn't really seem to solve anything though. He can just get the Scrap Heap Scrounger back. This doesn't really seem to solve anything either. Depends on your store. My local store's $30. I've seen some that are $25. I've seen some that are $40. Seen some that are $35. Alright, so we'll play the more mana efficient Fred, I guess, and just throw our Beaumont under the bus again. Like, we're really far behind. Not actually sure how we're supposed to get out of this. I agree. But I have saw it. Guess it depends on what the prizes are, right? Because like the Bearded Dragon is giving out a Mox Ruby for the winner of theirs. Ooh, that was a brutal one. Take an additional 4 down to 6 here, and then he can buy the Scrap Heap back. Yep, that was a brutal one. Not sure what we're supposed to do here. Feel like I don't have a good option. Certainly don't want him to draw more cards, though. I guess all 3 cards in his hand could be total trash, and like, we draw a shock or something, and maybe that's enough. But probably not. $80. That's a very, very good price. I have no idea. G Fabs and Jacob Van Lunen were on the, and Kevin Jones were on their video stream this list, so or on their video stream this week. So I'm imagining they're somewhere in like the Philadelphia area. Alright, so we're just super dead. It did come down to he attacked with Hazard at first, so like we had no chance. I don't think we even have an out. I'm going to draw the card, but like I don't think it does anything. Yeah, so we got smashed. First Hazard always wins, but like this match feels fairly decent for them anyway if their lands work out. So we definitely want our 1-drops in here. Our 1-drop removal. And we definitely want these things in. I believe Cropper to be bad in these matches. The decks already don't block well, so you want your guy to be able to attack and block every turn. I also believe that the Chandras aren't particularly great. If some locks, it could be anything, even a ruby. Fair enough. It's for the same reason that I don't like Chandras. I kind of don't like Glory Bringers. It comes out, exerts, does 4 damage, and then doesn't feel like it does much else. And then sometimes they don't even do that much because of Chandra's defeat. So the 1-drops seem relevant in this match. The Croppers seem relevant. Like, all the cards that we have left still seems relevant. I kind of think it's a couple of the Shocks probably that can go. Like, we sideboarded in 4 1-mana removal, so it feels like we can take out 2 1-mana removal spells. This hand's fine. We have a 1/2/3, and then we have a decent removal spell. He mulliganed to 6 and put a card on bottom. I think I see less emeralds than pearls. Scar Mage, you can't block this turn. Sorry, bud. Sorry, Butterino. No Blockerino for you. What do you do? When it enters the battlefield? Oh, that's kind of neat. That's a pretty sweet sideboard card. So he's going to get some sweet procs off this? If he has a Swelter to Sun, we're going to cry? One is usually enough. Like, it's not unreasonable that they could have Swelter. Alright, so we're going to pop off the one that can block. They're going to slam this one, which is not as good with that thing out, but we still get a pretty healthy attack in here. Put him down to about 9. We have a Lightning Strike still in our hand and another removal spell in our hand. And he has to beat the board. Like, we're at a pretty decent advantage, I think. Hello, Mr. Peaches, or Mrs., or Mr. or Mrs., whatever. Hello, Peaches and Cream, 91. On Magic Online, Battle for Zendikar, Oath, Shadows, and Eldritch Moon have already rotated out, and Ixalan gets released on Monday on Magic Online. So anything that's in Ixalan that's a reprint is currently legal. So like Opta's legal, Lightning Strike's legal, the Dragon Skull Summits and stuff are legal. In Modern, you can play Opt, for example. So like, just a little change. So we always have like this little 5-day weirdness. So he gives up. He wasn't dead, but he probably didn't have an out. If he's scooping to this, that means he probably doesn't have a Sweltering Sun in his deck, which is kind of nice to know. On the draw, I feel like the Sand Stranglers are typically a little bit better because you're generally playing from behind a little bit more. So I'm going to try the Sand Stranglers on the draw. Again, it's probably just who plays Hazoret first. It's not that bad. It's like intended, right? Like, they could easily just have a downtime on Monday and make all the changes, but they don't want to do 2 downtimes in 1 week. And the more I think about these Sand Stranglers, the more I just really don't want them. I don't really want these Kenras either, though. Like, I don't want to make it harder for my Hazoret to attack. Like, that's a key issue. Like, I just don't want to make it harder for Hazoret to attack. That's kind of an interesting card. It really makes me wish I had different cards in my current hand. I kind of want to save the Soulscour Mage into Chandra for a Hazoret, but like, if he plays an artifact, that's just too much damage for me to take. It's probably too much damage for me to take anyway. So opponent had a pretty good draw. Let's see how the rest of it comes together. We're a little bit flooded. We have 5 lands and 4 spells, but all he really needs is like a land in the Hazoret, and we dead. So hopefully his last 3 cards are not land in the Hazoret. Well, he's got 2 cards, but the third one would be the card for his turn. I was already factoring that into my whining. You gotta get a step ahead of the program when you're doing your whining, guys. Alright, well, he didn't tap 4 mana super fast, so. He did, however, put it to us. I guess we won't block. Well, there's our Hazoret. Alright. So we can just lightning strike the Scrap Heap Scrounger this turn to prevent some damage and be able to attack with the Hazoret on the next turn no matter what. Or we can attempt to chump block this turn, I guess. I think I'd rather get the Hazoret on the table. So we got the first Hazoret. That's a pretty good advantage if we get the first attack. Like, if he just draws Hazoret and plays it, that gives him the big advantage again. We very happily would trade either of our cards right now to kill his Kenra. And by very happily, I mean not super happily. It's like something we can do, but we don't want to. His little Deadlands up there are kind of cool in a way. Makes my Hazoret a lot less threatening. A lot less threatening. Fortunately, that scrap heap scrounger's a bit of a problem. I don't remember if this is game 1, 2, or 3. Really don't remember what game this is. Oh, this is game 3. Nice. Thank you for following Tori888. 8888888. We appreciate it, man. A Pia. That's a strong one. Didn't want to see a Pia in that spot. Gives him multiple chump blockers for the Hazret. Feel like I just can't take the 7 here. So if we chump block, that doesn't really get us anywhere. If we take the 3, we go down to 7. We can kill the Pia and attack all out. Then he just has like a pretty easy chump with the Kenra. And then if he draws a land, he's attacking for 4, 7, 8 back. So like we're dead on the crackback. Don't really have a good option here, do we? Like, killing it doesn't seem like it really does anything because of the Inventor's Apprentice. Yeah, if he pumps it up, it's probably okay to Lightning Strike it because it can attack next turn. That's kind of an interesting card. It gives us another blocker for next turn. But like, we're not in a great spot here. He's 1 black mana away from really like hurting our Hazards as well. What do we want to draw? Like, what would be the best draw for us in this spot? A Glorybringer, which isn't in our deck? I think having a blocker here is okay, or better than having 2 damage because this attacks for so hard. Maybe another Hazard's just the best draw we can get. It's a pretty tight game, though. Imagine if Hazards were not legendary. Would we be dancing like there was no tomorrow? Sure. That kind of stops the Kenra from attacking, or the Karl Zev from attacking, rather. I guess our own Pia would be a nice draw here. If nothing else, just to flood the board while we keep killing one card a turn with the Hazoret. Kenra. What does Kenra do? Says this thing can't block. It makes him have to chump with this one, probably. And it just gives me another blocker. The more blockers I can get, the better right now. Could have attacked with everything, but like he just blocks one of the 2/2s and like chump blocks the one guy and takes 3, which doesn't seem very good. And I kind of want him to kill the copter because he can pump all that mana into the copter and just put me on a 3-turn clock right now. So like, I kind of want the copter to be gone. I keep saying copter, but it's really fopter. But whatever it is, it's what Arnold Schwarzenegger gets on. Yes, I said copter, fopter, and made a reference to a chopper all in the same sentence because I just babble. Yeah, that's why I said he could just block one of the 2/2s. Like, he couldn't have blocked the Kenra. Well, he could have blocked and killed the Kenra, but like... So I think we do our own block here. I hope we hit a land, I guess. If we get a land, we can attack for all sorts of different types of lethal. That is in fact a land. So we make that one not be able to block. Oh, I clicked the wrong one. Shoot, I meant to make this one not be able to block. That's a... could be a game-costing punt. Wow, that was really bad. That was really, really bad. So if I attack with these two... and that, he has to lose his one thing, but then I die on board to him just bringing the Scrap Heap Scrounger back. Could just hope that he misses one turn. Yeah, that was a pretty big punt. A little mad at myself for making that punt. I don't think swinging out's right. Like if I swing out, he just chumps this with this, right? And then he's got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then he can pump this onto this for 10. So I definitely can't swing out. I'm dead on board if I swing out. The question is, do I swing with anything other than the 5/4? Or I guess the 4/4 is good enough? By the way, thanks for stopping by, Tames Fox. I don't think I've saw you before. So if I attack like this, he's definitely going to block 1 and take probably 4. That's probably not good enough. Alright. I'll just leave another blocker back. If he draws any removal spell that can kill the Skyship, we die if we do that. I think I just swing with the 4-4 and try to play a little more safe. That may not be right, though. Maybe I should have attacked with the 4-4 and the Karl Zev. Seems like that still kills the apprentice. Yeah, I made a pretty large mistake by making this one not block when this was the one I wanted to block. It could very well cost us the game. The game stays kind of at parity right now, so it's really just who draws better from here out. He's got Key to the Cities in his deck too that can make his stuff not be blocked. Which means I would be on a 2-turn clock to the Scrap Heap Scrounger because I didn't kill the Pia. As opposed to a 3-turn clock had I killed the Pia. So like, that was definitely a pretty large mistake by me. Have to see what our opponent draws here. Well, he hit a land, so I guess that's good for us. That means he doesn't have a good attack. So if I attack with everything, he can block, take 3. If I attack with just this, he keeps saying swing out every turn. Alright. Let's actually try to think about what we're going to swing out with. We attack with just a Hazoret, he still has to block it. And we have 2 of our own blockers. So like, the Pia probably dies. If we attack with everything, he can just trade these 2 and take 5, 6, 7, 8. No, he can't. So he's got to like block if we attack with everything, right? Like, neither of those can get through. So I think it is right to attack with everything this time. Yeah, it's right to attack with everything this time. You're right this time, Foxes. Because he's got a double chump this time. Yeah. So you take 5 if you do it like this. We can just replay our Karl Zev to have a blocker. This play would lose to none less than Disintegration off the top. But we can't give him all the time in the world, I don't think. This might have been a misplay. We may should have played around Unlicensed Disintegration, but I don't think we were beating Unlicensed Disintegration anyway, really. You actually can't play the Unlicensed Disintegration if we just hold up the mana. So what can he play to beat us then? If he plays a Pia, he has 2 activations. So that's 4, 7, 9. If he plays a Hazoret, we would die. So what's more likely? Him to draw a Hazoret, or him to draw a... I guess Cut to Ribbons kills me too? Yeah. So Hazoret, Cut to Ribbons both kill me if I don't play the guy. Or if I do play the guy. Well. So we beat Hazoret by playing the guy. We beat Unlicensed Disintegration and Cut to Ribbons by not playing the guy. I guess attacking all out was bad. Alright, I guess attacking all out was bad. So we gave him extra outs, I believe. Yeah, I don't really like how I played this game. I believe we gave him extra outs. Very likely we should have just attacked with the Hazoret again. Maybe the Hazoret and the Karl Zev and left the one Kenra back. Well, he didn't just kill me, so I guess that's good. Could easily have just been dead right now. Lightning Strike doesn't kill us because we'd have the blocker. Lightning Strike would kill us if we didn't have the blocker. I think it's better to replay the Kenra. So if he just attacks with one thing, there's no chance we're blocking. If he attacks with both, we kind of have to block. Oh, it's a Kenra. So it's just 9. Yeah. Well, we're gonna win at 1. He killed himself. Alright, cool. I don't like how I played that last turn, but we're lucky that we got by it. Anyway, let's just move ahead on into the next round. Remember, if you're in chat, you can always type !deck list at any point to see both this pretty picture of all the cards and to be able to get a link to where you can hover over the cards and read them in the middle of a game if you don't happen to know what they are. And if you like what you're watching, give us a follow. We very much appreciate it. And if you really like what you're watching, look down below and follow both my Twitter and my YouTube. On the Twitter, you'll see all the deck lists we play every time we go live. onto YouTube, you will see all of our streams. Some additional content that hasn't been streamed, and if you're watching from the YouTube, in every video, there's a link in the description to both my Twitch, my Twitter, and my deck list. So, what's everybody else doing in here? Everybody's being kind of quiet, except Foxes. Foxes is give us a nice little chat here. Oh, thank you for following Ghoulish CD. I about missed that. After this next round's done, I'm going to go eat me some delicious roast beef sandwiches. Because meat. Yes, we've played against Teamer once this league, twice last week. Well, technically 3 times last league, but one of them had a few brewish cards in it. It had a like a Locust God in it. So all in all versus Teamer, and we played Teamer once in the league before that. So we've played Teamer 3, 4, 5 times? 5 times since the Moto change. We played Red Deck wins 3, if you include the black versions, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think. This hand's pretty good. It doesn't have a 1-drop and it doesn't have a mana producer, or sorry, a 1-drop or a removal spell, but like, it's very much good enough to keep. About to head to bed, so I'll be lurking until I fall asleep. It sounds like me, that's kind of how I spend all of my evenings. 16 hours of magic or so. We don't have the important card in this match, which is disappointing. So it seems like it's just another red deck. It is not the one we've already played. We do still have a pretty decent hand, though. Oh, wow. Opponent didn't have anything there. Him not having a land there is probably decent for us. We'll just go ahead and use our mana as efficiently as possible. We can play double Kenra next turn, or like a Kenra and a removal spell. He doesn't ever play a land. We like our spot pretty good. So that card's good enough that it's going to get a Kenra and a removal spell. It says own Kenra. Let's see if he attacks. Oh wow, he's still attacking. Kind of surprised that he's still attacked. I guess blocking doesn't really work in this deck, so attacking might be one of your only options. So yeah, we drew pretty well this game, and our opponent didn't draw lands, which is part 2 of us drawing really well. Alright, so he didn't attack this time. We're going to go ahead and pop that guy off. Okay, because if we draw a land, we can play the Kenra from the graveyard and 10 him. So we drew the playset of Kenras, and it wasn't a very fair game. Opponent got mana screwed. Not a lot to say about this particular match. We definitely drew very well, and he drew very poorly. So in the red decks, I like bringing in all of these things, and I like bringing in all of these things. For the most part, I don't like Chandras. I think they just trade with like one creature too well and don't really do much. Also, don't like the Croppers particularly well. And I've been a little fuzzy on what to take out besides that, but because we've been bringing in 4 1-mana removal spells, I've actually been sideboarding out these a little bit worse 1-mana removal spells. It'd be nice to get a second 5-0 back to back. Hopefully we didn't use our luck when we played versus the viewer earlier. Kept 7 quicker than I've ever seen anybody keep 7 in my entire life. So we have 2 playable spells and we have 2 turns to draw a land. This is pretty borderline. This is pretty borderline. Like we have close to a 70% chance to hit the 1 land. But is the 1 land good enough is the question. We're at only about 40% chance to hit the 3rd land. We're like 68.5% chance or whatever to hit land 1. We have our most powerful spell, but we're probably not going to get to it. I think this is worth a keep. I think this is worth a keep. Like I said, we're close to a 70% chance to hit the 1st land. And if we hit the 1st land, our hand's at least functionable. Thank you for following, Mook. I appreciate it. On the play, I snap mulligan this. I don't even think about it. On the draw, I think it's pretty close. Like, we don't even consider keeping this on the play. Move this over here because we want to draw its brother. Our hand functions pretty well if we draw a land. Go ahead and play this. Try to make him use a removal spell on it. They're not on Magic Online yet, no. But the reprinted cards are legal. Like the format switched over, so the reprinted cards are legal, but they're not in the set yet. So there's no Ixalan cards, it's just like the reprinted older versions of cards. Alright, well, we'll kill this one. Take a little bit extra damage, but letting him get extra cards is just too much. Actually going to save our lightning strike here as well. Yeah, this is just this weird day. They do it, hello, Vladimus. Oh, yeah. Hello, Rippy88. Appreciate you stopping by, too. On Moto, they can only make changes like that during large downtimes. And, the downtimes are on Wednesday, so instead of having an additional downtime, they went ahead and made the update. So Monday, when Ixalan gets released, they don't have to have an extra downtime. We can just jump straight into playing Ixalan cards. Well, if we can buy them or whatever. That's a... Oh, wow. He's using it for mana. That's disappointing. So Scare Mage. Interesting. So we kind of need to kill Deshandra pretty hard here. Guess we want to go to the end step first to make sure we can even kill Deshandra, because if he has another 1-drop, we can't even kill Deshandra. Alright. Yes, we will deal damage to Chandra. No, we will not do damage to Chandra. And yes, this guy will deal damage to Chandra as well. So we did the best we could there. Unfortunately, he's getting really close to having this Kenra, And he's attacking with Hazard first, so ding ding ding. He's a winner, folks. Whoever attacks with Hazard first wins. I should have left red mana untapped. That was not wonderful. He even has a Soskar Mage, so like he can deal with our Hazard. He hits Monday. Monday. So we take 2 damage. Go ahead and get his Kenra out of his graveyard before he brings it back. I have to start attacking because I'm dead in 3 turns, so I'm trying to make him attack. He probably won't. It doesn't serve him any point to attack, and like we're just dead anyway. We don't actually have an out here, so we're trying to make a board state to where like he could make misplays, but like it's pretty hard for him to make a misplay here. Like he literally has to do nothing. He literally has to do nothing. Just 2 damage a turn of Hazard is not something we can beat. Yeah, so maybe we can draw Pia now and get another 5 damage in. It's kind of what we wanted to happen. Oh, he's killing my Kenro with his. Sure. So Pia? That's not a Pia. So we're back to having no outs. We can just scoop from here. And I guess we won't scoop. Maybe we'll see another card. It's a pretty good card, but like it doesn't interact with Hazard, and like it can make your Hazards not attack. Right? Like just having more 4-drops is very awkward. So as soon as he untaps, we're dead. We don't really have anything that we can do about it. It's good in the games that don't come down to Hazard, but almost every game comes down to Hazard. Not all of them, but the vast majority of games just come down to who has Hazard and who doesn't. Or who has Hazard first, even. Which, by the way, isn't a particularly fun way to play. So we're just going to run it back. I don't really want Deshandras. Like, they double up a Soul Scour Mage to kill Hazards, which is nice. They prevent X amount of damage, which is nice. But, like, if you're not ahead on board, they're really, really bad. And I don't want cards that make my Hazard less likely to attack. And I don't want cards that don't play well from behind. Also, don't want cards that just die to 1-man Deshandra's defeat. That costs more than 2 mana or whatever. Alright, so this hand's fine. It's nothing great, but we have a good start on our lands, and we have a couple of Beaumonts that he has to deal with. Might not have an answer to both of them, which would be nice. I used to bring Sand Stranglers in all the time, but like lately it's just been such an issue for me when I don't have Hazard and they do. Alright, so we're going to have to draw something. We just can't keep drawing lands or we won't get anywhere with this hand. A little Kenra action. Well, that's bad. We've drawn double lands so far, so we're really far behind now. Instead of just a little behind, we are super far behind. Not good, friends. Well, that does something if he doesn't have an abrade. Doesn't do much versus other cards, though. Like, if he just has a hazard, he still just wins, and there's nothing we can do about it. It's like even a lightning strike, the harvester doesn't block particularly well. Thank you for following, Mr. Desert Donkey. Your name made me giggle. I shake your hand. Alright, so he has something. I don't care if he doubles up and kills this. The energy doesn't do anything. If nothing else, it's preventing at least 2 damage at the worst. And it may do better than that. Could just like have a Chandra or something and kill this, which is fine. It's not what we want out of life, but it's fine. Let's give us the opportunity to get some gas out of this Soulscar Mage, though. Or, sorry, out of this Beaumont Courier. Because he could just easily have a braid, right? Like, he could be trying to bait me into not blocking. Like, a braid's such a popular card. And he has Hazard again first. Hazard first will win every time. Almost every time. So we go down to 11, and we drew nothing. And we drew nothing else. I guess I should deal to 1 damage first. Another Harvester. It's one of the few cards that can technically beat Hazard in a race. That's a good one. You could be right. I'm not saying I'm right or anything. But he could easily be just trying to make me not block, right? Yeah, look, he's got an abrade too. Just dead. Have no outs. Have no outs. GG. Alright, so we lost to another red deck. He had Hazard both games that he won. We didn't. That's really about all they are to the red decks. It is all about Hazard. So beat some teamer decks, or so we lost to red, or we lost to a mirror. We beat a black red deck. We beat 2 teamer decks, and then we beat something else. I'm not really sure. I guess we'll look as a small recap. I'll just go check the matches to see what we played versus. Think we beat a red deck as well, if I'm not mistaken. So we beat the Grixis control deck. We beat the teamer deck. We beat the red-black deck. And we beat think we beat one mirror and lost to one mirror. Oh no, we beat another teamer deck. Okay. So there you go. So we lost to the mirror. We beat red black. We beat teamer. We beat Grixis, and we beat teamer. And in a fun match, not in the tournament, we beat a blue-red deck. So we went 8-0 versus the non-aggressive decks. Anyway, so that's going to be it for me tonight. It is currently 2:20 a.m. and I needed to get a thank you for following RPM 11689. I appreciate it, and hello to you too, Mortal T. I think it's the first time I've seen you in the chat. Anyway, so let's find us somebody to host, and then let's pop out of here. Looks like we're going to host some Z Magic tonight. Nope, we're going to host Total MTG. Our buddy Total MTG's on. He's probably playing a rotation-proof deck. Oh no, he's playing Modern, isn't he? Anyway, take care, everybody. We appreciate you stopping by, and make sure to click follow if you like what you saw here, and click the links down below to follow both the Twitch and the Twitter as well. Can we see a deck list? Sure. This is the deck list we've been playing. You can also type exclamation mark deck list in chat if you want to see like a printable version or a version that you can favorite to find later. Over the course of 3 leagues, we've gone 3-2, 5-0, 4-1. So 12-3 over the course of 3 leagues, but Ixalan's not released yet, so we don't know how good those results actually matter. 2 of our 3 losses have been to the mirror, though, and 1 of our 3 losses has been to teamer, I believe. Anyway, take care, everybody. Thanks for stopping by.